Welcome to Brixton Norway. My name is Paul. Since this is my second video on this channel, I thought I should talk about my interest with Lego from my childhood to present day. In my youth, in my childhood, I played a lot with Lego, as many kids at least did in that time. I guess not that many kids play with Lego now as they did when I was a child. And they started with the city. It wasn't called city then. It was called town or Legoland. In fact, the first ones. And when I grew older, I started with the Lego Technic. I was very interested in those. I think my first Technic set I got was the 850 forklift and then the 856 bulldozer. I had a lot of fun with those. And I think the next set I got was the 8860 car chassis. That was a big point when I got that one. I had a lot of fun with that set. Then later on I got the 8848 power truck and the 8844 helicopter, the blue one, and then the 8843 forklift with pneumatic. I think that's the last set I got before getting too old to play with Lego, getting interested in other things. So I guess after those sets, my dark ages started. And in the beginning of the 2000s, I started with Legos again after the dark ages, and started with buying old Technic sets that I've always wanted but never could afford. But at this time I was single, making good money, could do what I wanted. So then I started buying old Technic set. I think the first set I bought was the 853 car chassis, the first one, and then the 855 mobile crane, and then the 8851, the pneumatic excavator. That was a long dream coming true with that one. And finally I bought the 851, the first tractor, the red one, kind of Massey Ferguson tractor. Sadly, it was not complete. It was, I guess 40% of the bricks or something, so it took a long time to actually complete it, but I like that set. So that's the first set more or less I bought after starting with Lego again after the dark ages. I bought first generation Mindstorm set at that time, about the same time, and we did some competitions with together with some friends of mine. We had a last man standing, king on top of the hill competitions kind of style. We used only the original Mindstorm set, no other parts had to be programmed up front. We had a large conference table, and we put all together back to back in the middle of the table, started them, and the last one still staying on the table won the competition. So we had lots of competitions for a year or something. So I got the first Mindstorm set, cheap in Sweden on a holiday there, and 4 or 5 months later I actually bought two more other Mindstorm sets for the price of one. Since my childhood, I always had some parts for some old cars, Lego system vehicles. and I last year got a chance to buy a number 336 fire engine, and I built that, and I then found out that I actually had the parts I had matched set number 332 tow truck. So I started collecting parts for that one. It's almost complete now. And later, last year, I found not a complete set, number 332 tow truck. Number 331 tow truck. The set wasn't complete, but the box was almost complete. That was a bit funny to find that one. I like that. So I would like to get more of those old vehicles, but they can be a bit expensive. And as a child, I always had some of the old Legoland vehicles and buildings. For instance, like the number 600 ambulance, 603 vintage car, and 615 forklift. Had a great fun with those cars when I was a child, and I grabbed an interest for those cars. I like those old sets, so I bought some of them, like the 605 taxi, 649 lower loader with excavator, and I also bought a 650 car with trailer and racing car. I'm trying to collect the parts because I had some of the parts for the 650, but I'm still missing a couple of parts. The wheels for the racing car, the old wheels with the 2x2 block with the wheels attached in red. Those are not that common. Last year I tried to, I downloaded and bought some instructions from Rebrickable, and I think I started with a couple of books from JK Brickworks, book number 2892 and 2893. That's the hopping kangaroo and waddling duck. Yeah, great fun. I like those. And I made a lot of books last year. I mentioned that I think I mentioned that I have done some for my kids and for Christmas present, like the book 21227, unicorn Bix large one, and book 25761. It's a Porsche 911 Carrera RSR 1973 model. That wasn't a present, was for me. And I also did some other MOOCs that I adapted a bit, like the MOOC number 42828, I think, Velociraptor, Ford Velociraptor and trailer with the Eleanor. I didn't make modifications to for the truck Velociraptor or the Eleanor, but the trailer. I made a version I liked better, and I've also done some modifications to official sets like the 8258 crane truck. That I felt that it wasn't correct enough, or I needed to do that for making it, for me being better. And then the architecture sets I have collected some of, like the 21002 Empire State Building, 21003 Seattle Space Needle, the 21034 London Skyline, and 21041 Great Wall of China. And let's be honest, you need two of those together. There are a couple of more themes that I've forgotten to talk about that I enjoy. And when I started back in the beginning of the 2000s, there were two things that were dragging me into the Legos again. a Lego, and that was the Technic, old Technic, and there was Train. So I had to have some of the trains from my childhood. And as a child, I had the 126 steam engine push manual, and the 131 passenger coach, and the 132 port crane and flat wagon, and some other stuff, and not many tracks, just normal oval, no switches or anything. So when I got back into the Legos, I bought some more wagons and some newer stuff, including the 4511 World City high-speed train. And I've collected a lot of the old blue tracks, and quite some, well, some of the old grey 12-volt tracks, and some of the newer 9-volt tracks, and some of the newest one with the same tracks but without the metal surface for the battery-powered trains. For instance, the Christmas train. And that brings me on to another theme that I've been collecting since 2014, and that is the Winter Village. For instance, like the 10245 Santa Claus Workshop, and the 10249 Winter Toy Store, and the latest, or not the latest, is last year's 10267 Gingerbread House, and some others. I really like that theme. I tried to bring them out for Christmas. Last Christmas I only brought out gingerbread houses. So I think this concludes this video about me and my history of Lego in the childhood and the dark ages, and after being grown up and building Lego as a single grown up, and I've also been building out of Lego with my children. They have large quantities of Lego, without doubt. So thank you very much for joining me for this video, and hopefully you will subscribe and continue to joining me and watching my videos. Thank you very much. Bye.